Welcome everybody, and so we're going to begin this with our honor guard presenting the colors.
Uniform personnel, present arms. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
order arms. Ready, face. Chris. 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 Look.
Okay, please be seated. Oh, or are we going to stand for the prayer?
Would you join me in a word of prayer, please? Father in heaven, as we already begin this solemn occasion with something so moving it never gets old, thank you for the nation that we live in, for the freedoms that we enjoy, for the beauty of being American. And thank you for the Caldwell Police Department, for every member of the department, sworn and unsworn. And I pray your blessing over this time, especially as we welcome our new chief. I pray your blessing upon him, his family. Pray for wisdom, for guidance, for insight. And I pray that you would give him success for your sake and for your city's sake. Father, we also want to pray for the Johnson family. Know that they're grieving. Pray your comfort. Pray you're surrounding them with your presence right now. We pray that you would let them know that they are loved by their city and appreciated for all that their sacrifice means to us. Lord, your blessing upon this time is not expected, but we believe that you will visit with us today as we swear in our new chief. And so we thank you for this time and for each one here, asking your blessing in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Thank you very much. Counselor Williams, former chaplain of the police department, for those that may not be aware of that, for that. And at this moment, we would like to take a moment of silence and a moment of reflection in honor of our Deputy Chief, Brad Johnson, and his untimely passing last week. So if you please join us. Thank you very much for that. And it is a very exciting day, an opportunity to be here to recognize our new chief and for his swearing in. I would like to welcome and thank all those that have come today, especially those that have come from afar. You know, we have many LAPD police officers here with us today. We're excited for that, and others that have come from other agencies surrounding us and family members as well. So we want to thank you for taking the time to be here with us today as we celebrate this momentous occasion and very exciting occasion as well. We thank the Caldwell Police Department. We thank the Honor Guard for the wonderful presentation of the colors, and for all the wonderful men and women in uniform here today. We thank you for your service and for all that you do. And excited for you to stand behind this great man right here, as he is going to lead you proudly and honorably into the future. It's been a wonderful road, and I'm excited for the road ahead of where we're at. I couldn't be more proud of Chief Ingram and the direction that we are headed as a police department, as a city. And I couldn't be more proud of all of the men and women that lead us, sworn and non-sworn, in our police department. They've really picked up the slack these last several months and have stepped up to the challenge and have met that challenge head on. And I couldn't be more proud of a group or an organization than I am of them. So I want to thank them in that regard. I don't know if there's any city council members that were wanting to make any remarks. If not, that's fine.
I'd just like to welcome the chief and his family to Caldwell officially. Proud to have you on board.
I want to congratulate Councilmember Doty. He just became a major.
Yeah, but I just want to echo those sentiments that how excited all of us are, not only the council, myself, but the entire department, all city employees, and I think just the entire city and the community, to where we're at right now and where we're headed. So we couldn't be in a better place with Chief Ingram at the helm. So, yes.
If you don't mind?
Yeah, go right ahead.
No, I've done a whole bunch of things with this police department. 100% the best. You are getting such an honor by being sworn.
Thank you, Councilman Allgan, former Chief Allgan. Appreciate that very much. And it's neat to see how much that means. It just shows the heart, of a dedicated servant that served with us for so many years, and that just continues on regardless of where you're at. So thank you so much for that.
Mayor, I know
Yeah.
I've already had a moment, but let me just add, you've heard it said that the thin blue line for some is just a symbol. But for these men and women in uniform, it's a family crest. Welcome to the family, Rex.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, very good. With that, then let's make this official. So I'll come down here.
I'll take the lead, sir.
Perfect, that'd be great, right there. Got the flag and that in the background. So if you'll raise your right hand and just repeat after me. I, Rex Ingram, do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States, the Constitution of the State of Idaho, and the laws, ordinances of the City of Caldwell, and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of Chief of Police of the City of Caldwell, Canyon County, Idaho, to the best of my ability during my continuance therein. Good. Congratulations. Thanks. While the chief is shaking those hands, I again just thank everybody. I think it's just a testament to the character of this man, of this room today. If you just look around, of all the people that are here from near and far to support our new chief and just to show their love and respect for him, and I know that's been deserved over many years, countless hours of service to his community, to the people that he loves, to his friends, to his neighbors. So just, again, just a testament to the great man he is. And I'd like to give you opportunity to say some words.
The pinning, and then we'll
Oh,
do
yes, yes, please come forward. And
I'd like to call my wife, Vanessa, and my kids up here on my side. All right, can everyone hear me? Yeah, we're good? Yeah, I don't even know where to start. I don't have a speech prepared. I just want to really start off by saying thank you to everyone that flew up here from abroad, all of our family, our friends, my wife, obviously my family, my father. I mean, everyone in here is supporting not only me and my family, but the great city of Caldwell. And that's what the lifelong dedication to public service is about family. So I don't know where to start or end, but I will say anyone that knows me or that's worked with me, all my LAPD friends here know that I am not a man of short words, so I'm going to keep it short for you today. So thank you guys, thank you, all the unsung people. I want to personally thank my executive assistant, Gabby, our victim and witness coordinator, Liz Godina, Lieutenant Wright's daughter, Kinsey. They're instrumental in getting this entire ceremony in conjunction with my family. All the decorations, everything that you see here, they worked tirelessly for that, and I'm forever thankful. I technically don't start out until Tuesday. However, I've been here. Thank you for my wife and my kids for supporting me the last 2 weeks, getting to know all the brave men and women that wear a uniform and the folks that don't wear a uniform in the last several weeks since the last council meeting. And I'm so honored and blessed that you guys represent this badge that I'm wearing. It's actually an officer badge because my chief badge isn't in yet. However, I'm proudly wearing it because at the end of the day, patrol operations is the backbone of any law enforcement agency in the entire world, okay? It's the folks that go out there that are doing God's work, protecting and serving the citizens, and wearing it proudly, all right? So thank you guys, Caldwell PD, my new family. I really appreciate it. The pipe and drum band, thank you guys for coming out here and supporting that. The honor guard, beautiful, okay? The last time I heard those bagpipes were in DC for National Police Memorial Week, and it brings some tears in my eyes because, you know, normally you hear bagpipes during times of death and rarely times during ceremonies like this. So thank you very much. There's several people that are in the audience. I'm not going to call them out by name, but they're very close to me because they're the living survivors of police officers that were either murdered in the line of duty or family members of people that died during COVID that worked with me. And thank you for being here, for coming up here and having a bond and relationship with me the last several years since your significant other died, either was murdered or was taken by COVID. So thank you very much. As you can tell, for those that don't live here, this is the great state of Idaho. I'm very proud to be here. As you can see, there's a very different sentiment from people from California and especially politicians and political figures because we truly do believe in the Constitution here and the rule of law and law and order and what the badge represents. You know, times are tough right now in law enforcement across the country, and despite being, you know, either demoralized, defunded, exhausted, you know, the people that wear the badge come to work every night and still do their job, and I'm forever grateful for the police men and women to go out there and do their job, and all the support staff that makes that magic happen. They come here every day and do that job. So, you know, for those of you guys, I'm looking forward to our one-on-ones. I've talked to many of you, probably about 75% of the department, but I'm looking forward to that. For all of my friends and family, thank you for being here. You know, it means so much. I know airfare and gas is very expensive. Hotels are very expensive, and hopefully this inflation goes down soon, because I want you guys to be up here a lot. It's a beautiful place to call home, and I'm looking forward to a great career here. It was a lot leaving my LAPD family, and those that have worked with me know exactly what I'm talking about, because I get very emotional in my roll call briefings, and really appreciate that. I want to also, we had a moment of silence for Chief Johnson from Caldwell Fire Department. He was instrumental in the Treasure Valley and led this entire region in fire training and fire prevention. And so I was called in the middle of the night and came down here, and I'm proud of the men and women in this room that are standing in uniform that opened the doors for the Caldwell Fire Department. And Chief Raleigh, Chief, are you here, Rick? Okay. Chief Raleigh, you know, his brave firefighters to keep this city safe. We have a great partnership. So I'm going to stop with all that stuff. I'm going to go into kind of what my vision is really quick, and this is the only thing I did prepare, so I don't lose track. So first and foremost, I'm going to set this right here, if that's okay, is the mission of any organization and law enforcement is to protect people and to serve the community. But we do that by reducing crime. Crime reduction is our purpose here. And the city of Caldwell is very, very lucky to have the officers and the staff working to keep everyone safe. And they do a great job at reducing crime. So obviously there's always room for improvement. And hopefully by me coming in here, I'm going to put people in positions to make the city even safer. And so that's my top priority, is crime reduction, to make everyone safer to live, work, and play in this community. The next thing on my agenda is going to be prevent mass shootings and get the officers, specifically our school resource officers, the equipment, the training, just the overall support they have to prevent an Uvalde shooting and something like that, because that's completely unacceptable. So for those folks that are here from the community that live in the city of Caldwell, I have 4 kids under 9 years old, and you know, the last thing that I want to ever worry about is getting a call that there's a shooter inside anyone's school, but my kid's school. So my job as a chief is to make a top priority to make sure our kids are safe, because that's the most important part of our life as a parent, is to make sure our kids are safe when they go to school and they're supervised properly. The next thing on my agenda, or my vision, or strategic planning, would be employee wellness. This department has gone, you know, if you Google it, you'll see a lot of negative things because the media has put things out there, and my job is to restore the name of the officers here that still come to work with a smile on their face, and they do a damn good job at it. And so I'm very proud to increase employee wellness and morale within the organization and really take care of our team. You know, we talk about these things called procedural justice, these theories in law enforcement, but really procedural justice is giving everyone a voice. And I think that a lot of the members in this organization need a voice, and they need to be heard, and they need a leader that's going to come in here and have not only their best interests, but the interests of the organization. And that's something that I can bring to you guys, and I'm proud to do that. So next, I've already worked with this is breaking news, but I've already worked with the Federal Bureau of Investigation. There's an ongoing FBI investigation into this department. My job is to get to the root of it, work in cooperation with the FBI to say that it is not a systemic problem here. We have things that we can work on, but I'm proud to say that the FBI is very cooperative with me and our relationship with the Caldwell Police Department. So we're going to keep moving in the right direction, work in conjunction with our partners in the Federal Bureau of Investigation, and get through this together. Along those lines is making the Caldwell Police Department the premier law enforcement agency in the entire state of Idaho. This city has so much potential for growth. If you go out 2 blocks to our east here, Indian Creek Plaza is extremely up and coming. The council members have all been instrumental in making this place a very good tourist destination. This is the wine region for those folks that don't live here, the Snake River wine region. The city has about 70,000 people in climbing. It's actually the 14th fastest growing city in the entire United States of America right now, and the 5th largest city in the state of Idaho. And I'm proud to serve along with all these folks to keep this place on the up and up and trending in the right direction. But I want to make this agency the place where people want to come to and stay. We lose a lot of really good cops here to other agencies in the Treasure Valley, and we're working with the mayor and with the city council to make this place the best in the state. So I'm proud to be part of that. I want to examine our purpose and our mission, and I started off with that. Our mission is crime reduction, and I really want to get involved and have some committees formed and really come up with innovative ideas and ways to reduce crime. And that's a team effort. That's a collaboration with everyone involved, our partners, our community stakeholders, our business owners, our schools. Everyone's got to come together, and we got to think tank this stuff together. Next, and I talked about this before, is recruitment and retention. We got to really recruit the best and most qualified applicants. And this is not just a problem in Caldwell, but this is a problem nationwide with law enforcement. There's a sentiment going on in the United States of America that, cops are evil and cops are bad. But if you look around, you look at all these people that are standing here and sitting in this room, we're here for a reason. We're here because we want to make the community better, all right? Doesn't matter if you're working in Los Angeles, if you're working in Caldwell, Nevada, it doesn't matter where you're from. Your job is to go out there and protect and serve the community. And people that join this profession do it for the right reasons, and our job is to make sure we keep those people and retain the best and most qualified people here. Next is, I've already been working tirelessly at this, is restoring our lost relationships with our partners in different agencies around the county and around the Treasure Valley. Those are things that we need to happen together, and that's going to take an all-hands-on-deck approach. These are relationships and allied partners that, mutual aid. This city and this county relies on each other to back each other up, especially in the middle of the night when there might only be a couple officers working. So economy of forces is always better than having no one on the street, and we need to protect and serve our people in the community, and we do that by having a very good relationship with our partners that wear different uniforms. So thank you for that. 3 more, I promise. Okay, training is a huge thing for me. I've been a lifelong trainer in LAPD, and I've had the luxury of and the privilege of being able to go across the state, go interstate, and provide training and get training to make the departments better. And one thing I'm looking at working with is working with my partners that I've met over the last 15 years in bringing the most robust leading edge of training to the city to get our officers to maximize their potential and get them even better. Because one of my core values is quality through continuous improvement, as my LAPD people will laugh probably at that, but I truly believe in that. And change happens personally and also organizationally when there's adversity. And the only way to get better is by identifying those things and providing training. And I think that this department, along with every department in the country, can always use more training. You guys have to make split-second decisions. Sometimes in the middle of the night, when it's snowing, when it's 105 degrees outside, you're human beings, right? I'm talking to the officers right now. You're human beings, but yet the media and everyone else thinks that you guys are robots and that you just program to do a certain thing and react a certain way. So our job is to enhance that and bring more skill set, a different view of policing to get us in the right direction and keep going in the right direction, which you guys all do every day so proudly. And I'm proud to say that I've come in here in the middle of the night, done spot audits, spot inspections, met a lot of people, and I'm so proud at the way you guys handle business, your traffic stops. All the things that I've seen are just outstanding. So thank you guys for keeping that tradition going. Okay, here's the risk management portion. Obviously, anyone that goes to a shooting range is a range safety officer. Everyone, it doesn't matter if it's, the range master, but everyone's a range safety officer. So in this aspect, we're all risk managers. Okay, we all have to protect the team. That's the number one thing, is we got to keep Caldwell, the city of Caldwell, the integrity of the organization of the city, safe from physical, organizational, and financial harm. That's something that's near and dear to my heart, and we do that by putting systems and controls in place to mitigate future harm. Okay, so that's one of my top priorities in my vision is having some sort of risk management type oversight out of the chief's office to make your job easier out there in the field and to make you feel like safer, that you're not going to be stepping on landmines everywhere you go, because that's the worst feeling in the world, is to have to do police work and feel like no one has your back and you're not supported. So we're going to keep that train going in the right direction. Lastly, I want to restore community engagement programs here. I think that it's very important that we invest in our future and our youth, and we get them involved in our decision-making processes here and really get them involved in our community programs. I'm proud to say that the organization that I came from does a really, really good job at outreach. And the issues that we see nationally with officer-involved shootings or civil unrest are extremely mitigated in Los Angeles because of the tireless work that the men and women of the community engagement outreach programs do every day to secure those relationships and build those bonds and bridge the gaps between the police department and the community. So that's something that I want to bring here is, you know, explore programs and reserves and really get our community back in sync with this department. So that's kind of my vision. Those are things that I just came up with that I've kind of seen in the last 2 weeks here that really have inspired me to wear this badge proudly and to stand here with everyone. And I'm so grateful and honored and blessed and privileged to be here with you guys. And I'll keep that short and sweet. I do have some special remarks that I would like to do now. First and foremost, I want to recognize a man who's been in this organization for 37 years, and he literally is the glue that keeps this place together. When Chief Frank Wyant retired about 3 months ago, Lieutenant Dave Wright stepped up to the plate at the direction and the request of Mr. Mayor Wagner. And he did it so well, and this transition has been not only coming from California, because we all know, I'm a Californian, and I'm proud of that, but I'm proud of the fact that we have such a huge support system here. And Dave Wright has been lockstep with me this entire way. He's reached out to my wife, my kids, and he's just doing a phenomenal job. And I want to recognize him for his hard work and his efforts here, and really, you know, being the voice of reason, and sometimes telling me you can't do that, or that's a good idea, or just kind of acclimating me to the culture of not LAPD, right? So, thank you. So Dave Wright. Come on over here. So I'm going to read this out loud because it kind of paints a little picture. For anyone that knows Dave Wright knows exactly what I'm talking about. And people that don't know Dave Wright, well, you're going to get to know him right now. So this is Lieutenant Dave Wright. He was the interim chief of police for the last 3.5 months. On behalf of the men and women of the Caldwell Police Department, we sincerely appreciate your selfless acts of sacrifice while keeping the department running in the absence of a chief. You earned the title, the Leaf, and he'll explain what that means. And will always be remembered as the glue who kept Caldwell together. Your unwavering support, dedication to the mission, and relentless passion to serve was evident to everyone both inside and outside our walls. You showcased your true commitment to leadership during one of the most vulnerable times in the department's history, and you will never be forgotten and forever be appreciated. Thank you, Dave. Your turn.
All a team effort.
Thank you. All right, our next special presentation. I'm not even the chief yet. I'm already doing presentations for people. I like it. I want to recognize someone that committed her life to protecting and serving the city of Caldwell for 26 years and longer. And although I don't know this woman, I've heard a lot about this professional in the Treasure Valley from numerous people that have had the honor and privilege to work alongside her. And so what we want to do is give her some tokens of appreciation, things that she wore proudly on her kit and on her uniform, and present her with a special gift from the Caldwell Police Department. So Sergeant Shelley Sperry, please come to the front.
I thought you wanted your gift.
This is about you. So, We'll start off with the most, one of the most important things here, and I'll have Dave give it to you, but this is the badge that you wore on your uniform.
What this is our department, once you retire here, we issue you a badge. Also, her badge number, everybody should know, is 140. That for a long time. Thank you.
We're not done. This is like Christmas here. We can say that, right? Christmas? Okay. All right. I don't want to have a negligent discharge, so I'm going to let Dave do this. This is your duty weapon, and Lieutenant Wright did a very good job of personalizing it for you. So we're going to present that for you.
Show everybody weapon safety is always
Quality through continuous improvement right there.
also part of here. When you retire from our department, we issue you your duty weapon you carried, and we put our emblem on it to her. We've now issuing her weapon back to her, with the emblem in it. President Shelley Sperry served 1994 to 2020.
I'm going to let her here, if that's okay with you. Lastly, we have a custom-made Caldwell Police Department rodeo belt buckle presented for you. All right? So, So for those of you that don't know, for our brothers and sisters from out of state, Caldwell Night Rodeo is held here about a half mile away, and it's hands down the largest rodeo in the state of Idaho, and probably the 5th largest in the entire country. This town prides itself on Western tradition and values and America, and so in line with the values and the vision of the city of Caldwell and the Caldwell Night Rodeo and just all the service that you've done here, you know, protecting and serving everyone, enjoy your belt buckle. Okay, thank you. Oh, thank you.
This is something that Donia and I do.
So Donia was my background investigator, and come on up, Donia. She's very.
I gotta be here too.
So Donia Ballard, she did just over 30 years in the Canyon County Sheriff's Office and retired as a lieutenant. And she does backgrounds like some of you folks in here that are retired that are making money still. Donia and I got to meet in Los Angeles. She flew down for several days and had an eye-opener to the homelessness, the people experiencing homelessness, the crime. While I was having dinner with her, we had an officer-involved shooting in Hollywood, and I had to cut my dinner short and respond to that. And she just couldn't believe at the violence and the pace that LAPD officers, and you know I love you guys, do every single day, 24 hours a day, you know, despite being defunded $150 million and going all that stuff. She was extremely proud at the work that all the cops do at different divisions, because she turned every rock over and really did her job and cornered a lot of people and compelled them to talk smack. So thank you, Donia. But I got to learn about Donia and her hobbies and her passion for making artwork. And so I'm honored to accept this from you guys. So thank you very much. I'll display this proudly in my office upstairs. Thank you, Donia. Thank you. Thank you, Charlie. Thank you. We're almost done, I promise you. Next, I'm going to take a moment to basically talk about this wonderful city council and the mayor here. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for every single person sitting at this table here. each one of them was instrumental in doing a very good job of trying to get the chief of police filled, because they owe it to you guys, the people that are standing back there, and our civilian staff who work in this organization. So I'm honored that I had got to know each of you. Each one brings a very specific background, very specific skill set to the city council, and I'm so proud at the fact that I have a former chief of police sitting here supporting me, a former senator. I have Diana Register, who is a dispatcher, and her husband died in 2016 while working for the city of Caldwell as a police officer of cancer. I have Mr. Stoddek as a lifelong Idahoan potato farmer. And so these are just salt of the earth people that, are here. Councilmember Doty, he's a major with Idaho State Police. He's been a captain for a long time, oversees ABC operations and all criminal investigation stuff. And I just did the partnership that I have with everyone on here. Mr. Jeff Williams, I got to know him very well. He was actually on my oral interview board, as was Councilmember Register. And I just, I saw a lot of similarities in myself and the way I am with Mr. Williams. And he's been a chaplain here in this police department. He was a deputy coroner. So we have a lot of public servants that believe in, helping the community and such. And lastly, Mr. Mayor, was instrumental also. I've had a really good relationship with him the last month or so, just communicating and really getting to know you. And, I think that we have a lot of good things in store for the city, for the cops, for the civilian workers here, and everyone that's not in the police department. You guys are so lucky to have a fully supportive city council and mayor that really go above and beyond. And I can say that because I was here till 10:30 doing budget meetings last week with this group of people right here, and people have no idea at how much they love the residents of Caldwell until you actually get to sit here and hear the sidebars going on and how they just make magic happen, and that's something that I will never get involved in because I'll leave it to the experts. But I'm just blessed that we have such a good leadership team here, and the fire department and all the different agencies. So now I'm going to transition to my last thing. I want to have everyone stand up that's in uniform or works in a different department that came out here to support the Caldwell Police Department. Please stand up. So I have a lot of friends here and mentors and some bosses, so I'm still on the clock in LA for a little bit, so please, Commander. But no, all joking aside, I have a lot of people in here, local officers and command officers. We have the Sheriff of Ada County, Matt Clifford, hiding back there in the middle of the room. Thank you. I have one of my dear friends that I met actually on a ride-along with the Ada County Sheriff's Office, who's now the commanding officer of the largest jail in Idaho, Jake Vogt, standing there proudly. Michael Talbot, if everyone remembers the original Miami Vice, he played Detective Switek. He's here. Thank you, Michael. Thank you. So Mike lives up in Star, and I met Mike through Jake at a party, and he is a huge supporter of the work that all of you guys do every day out there and carrying that badge proudly and reducing crime. So if you get a chance, meet Mike. He's a very interesting guy, and he's been a lifelong image of policing in America since the 70s or 80s? Since the 70s. So very good guy. I have a lot of people in here. I'm not going to go through everyone's name, but thank you for being here. My mentors, my family, my friends, a lot of people that I'm looking at. Rank means nothing. It's about what's inside the heart. And those of you guys know what I'm talking about have gotten me into this place. And for those officers that don't make as much money, thank you for flying up here and coming here from divisions like Newton Division, Olympic Division. These are the folks that they make movies about, and movies like End of Watch, and movies and shows like Bosch. Hollywood folks are here. I have my commanding officer of Operations West Bureau, Stacy Spell. He oversees about 2,500 people, and one of my biggest mentors, Captain James Townsend, sitting right next to him, looking sharp. When I first made sergeant in Newton Division, I came from internal affairs. And that's probably one of the most difficult places to be a supervisor in the entire city because the cultural issues there and the overall anti-management, anti-authority, anti-establishment mindset that's been there for, 75 years? Since 1869 probably. Well, 1925 is when it opened, but, so walking into that environment, I was told early on, hey, be careful, be careful. And JT is what we call him, was kind of my voice of reason and also the guy that really showed me how to be a sergeant. And I'm forever grateful for you, James, for coming up. And I know you're busy and, LAPD burns their command officers out a lot. And so thank all the commanding officers that are in here, and the folks that could not make it that are here in spirit that are live streaming, I think. Thank you guys, for everyone that I've had in my life and my family and my relationships. My neighbors are here from Eagle. Don't hate them because they're from Eagle, please. They're Idahoans, so, yeah. So, lastly, Caldwell PD, thank you. You guys are awesome. Every single one of you in this room today did something to get me here and to get my family here, whether it was moving from California, putting me in positions to get me to be successful, to help other people. So I'm forever indebted to each one of you that's in this room. And for those of you who aren't in this room that are watching, thank you very much. Council members, mayor, all the people, that are here united as one. This is what family looks like. So take a look around, introduce yourself. We have wonderful refreshments here provided by our staff. And then I'd like to have an open house after this for folks that came up here or might have to leave right away. Please take a look around and thank you, welcome, and that's all I have. Thank you.